What is up, gamers? Gonna be doing a video kind of discussing why you should probably get a better sleeve. If you're a glass pad user and you use sleeves, you might know what I mean already. But if you don't, or you plan to maybe use a sleeve, here's why I might recommend a better quality one. So I've had a few sleeves, not too many, but I've had a few sleeves been used. I have the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve, as well as I bought another one off AliExpress that was like a sports arm sleeve. I think it was just for something like biking, but I think, you know, it's a sleeve. And then I had these G-Wolves one that they give you two for free, or for free when you buy a mouse. And so I'll tell you one thing, I don't even use the one I got from AliExpress. It's way too small. It does not fit. It's like tight, and it's not great. But let's compare the two between G-Wolves and the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve. So to be honest, I do like the shape more of the what's it called? The G-Wolves one, because as a fingertip grip player, I like having this exposed thumb right here that lets me have that mobility, and just lets me like kind of like grab the mouse, you know, move my fingers. But the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve is 100% made better in so many ways, honestly. Yeah. So this is the arm sleeve. It obviously looks better too, if you care about that at all. And generally feels more comfy. So much things better about it. But this, I've put so many hours of use into this one, and I mean, you can kind of see it, but like it's not like super noticeable, like, oh, this thing's destroyed, you know. And here's why I think you need to get a decent arm sleeve rather than basically what you know, sure, you can stick with the G-Wolves arm sleeves or anything if you get for free, but they're gonna turn out like this. I have two arm sleeves, so my time has been kind of spread between these, and each time, even both of them together, I'd say they're not as used as my TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve. And you can see how the quality control is just gone, and you can see how like it's tearing apart. So it's just like all these threads coming out of nowhere. I've ripped off some myself already, so these are the ones I just haven't bothered. These just come back over and over. And the same thing with near the thumbs. It's just everywhere, as you can see. So I think that's relatively self-explanatory in terms of why you might want a decent arm sleeve, because they really do get wrecked a lot easier. I really have not used these as nearly as much as the TJExclusives arm sleeve, so that's kind of why I would probably recommend that, at least over the G-Wolves one. I'm not gonna say this is the best arm sleeve, I don't know, but I can vouch for a few things about it. So what I like about the G-Wolves arm sleeve, first of all, is the finger mobility. I like the shape more of the, you know, this arm sleeve. I wish it was a little, maybe like right here would be better, but like whatever, minor difference. The material is fine, it works. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's inoffensive. But as far as quality or anything that goes, that's about it. It's not uncomfortable. That's another thing I can say. It's not uncomfortable. But that is as much as I can say for the G-Wolves arm sleeves that come for free. The TJExclusives arm sleeve is basically its own tier. It is extremely soft to the touch. It's immediately noticeable, like, oh, this is a sleeve, like, oh, this is a nice sleeve. It's so much better in so many ways, honestly. Obviously, aesthetics is one thing. I don't know, although you might not care about that because it's an arm sleeve, you play for gaming, no one's gonna look at it. You know what I mean? That might not matter to you. But everything from this, just every single thing about the material to the stitching from the sides are so much better. Like, you can just see the difference between, let's say, the G-Wolves one. I'll grab a random one. You can see, like, right here, this is how it looks like from a used one, right? It looks like that. Versus the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve. Has this little, like, rubber band around it. And goes around, and it's like super soft material. It's its own caliber of sleeve, to be honest. So give me a second. And here's where I guess I can vouch also more for the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve in terms of like quality. It's a lot smoother, obviously. It's a lot more comfortable to wear, that's for sure. And yeah, generally it's gonna have a smoother experience. Obviously, I think it works best on the Serpetkin, but to be honest, I'd use it on here too. I mean, it's fine. The surfacing is, I think at that point, it doesn't really matter. Just any fabric is mostly fine. But in terms of comfort, definitely the TJExclusives one, and it's definitely more durable. As you can see, like there's like this and like a little bit, and I've used this so much. This is my first sleeve, and this is the one I used all the time until I got the G-Wolves one. I started using it, and as you can see, which one has held up a lot longer since I've owned, you know. Yeah, and I guess the same thing just in general for comfort, pretty much everything. It's also a larger size, so it actually feels, thankfully, like less annoying to wear. The G-Wolves one isn't too bad, but the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve is gonna be a little bit more comfortable. Like I said, the only thing I would personally change, or I would consider when getting a different arm sleeve, is consider the shape of like like this part right here, for, you know, from the difference with the G-Wolves. So for example, if you're a fingertip grip player like me, you might not like this, or you might like it actually. I don't know about how many people use their thumb for mobility like I do, but I use it from a little bit mobility, and it's mostly fine, but it's ever so slightly suboptimal. It's not a deal breaker by any means. Like, I would still use this over not a sleeve, but if I could, I would rather just not have that there. And I don't want to cut it off because it's going to ruin it. And like, I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know, but it's fine. I'd rather just use it. But if I had the choice, I would probably get this off and then maybe get this shorter. And I guess it's also a consideration if you're going to be using palm or claw grip, because with palm grip, you're going to be having your hand on the mouse like this. And the problem with that is you're going to have some of the texture of the sleeve on in here. And that's a problem because if you're trying to have a really good grip, this is really smooth to a fault sometimes. So it's actually like extremely smooth, as you can see, to how easy it moves your mouse. So it's a little bit, yeah. So that's another consideration. Claw grip, I guess you could probably see the same, although it's not as much of an issue. No, it might be an issue as well, because like if your claw pushed down, I don't know. Just something to consider. Like getting a sleeve maybe this high. It's still very comfy though. It's its own like thing. I don't know how to explain it. It has its own niche of people who might like it. But the biggest problem for me personally is just this right here. I still like it though. But yeah. Generally, that's going to be the differences between a better quality sleeve, I'd say, from like TJExclusives versus the G-Wolves arm sleeve or anything from the AliExpress one. I don't even have the AliExpress one here. I don't use it. So it's like, I don't even know where it is, honestly. But yeah. Overall, obviously you get higher quality, obviously. Is it going to cost a little bit more? Let's say from like an AliExpress one. Let's say you can get an AliExpress sleeve from the G-Wolves one from AliExpress. You can't, but you know, sure. Let's say it's $5. This is maybe like $10 to $15. Is it worth it? Honestly, 100% worth it. Like, it's going to be one of the things you use all the time. It's like a mouse, you know what I mean? You can cheap it on a sleeve, but then you're going to buy another one later, buy another one. It's going to add up, and then it's not going to be as good anyways. So I would recommend you get a sleeve, a better quality sleeve. The only sleeve I can vouch for right now is the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve. I haven't tried the other ones, but I'm sure they're mostly okay too. But yeah, that's going to be my video kind of about why you should probably buy a better sleeve. I'm really not trying to shill for TJExclusives, because like, I did use this because I prefer the shape of this, but as you can see, this is not something I can just say like, oh, I prefer this. It is literally falling apart in so many ways. It is falling apart in so many ways, and I have two of them, split among two. This is just one, and I've used this longer. So it's just, yeah, you can see why I'd probably, if I could, I would get an option that has like a little thumb hole right here, maybe a little shorter. I don't want mine personally to be. There's some arm sleeves that stop right here at the wrist, but I don't want that because I usually use this space a lot right here. As you can see, I use that a lot. So I would personally kind of need that. But it's not a deal breaker for me or anything. Like I said, I'd still use this over not, but it's just if I could hone it to perfection, I guess. But yeah, that's my video on the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve. Would recommend you get this. Although I would very much consider the different shapes. Or like like the material, not the material, I suppose. The material is mostly fine, but in terms of like what is here, what's not here, with your grip style, and you think if that would affect you, that might be important. But other than that, it's a very comfy sleeve, honestly. Same thing. The G-Wolves sleeves is just inoffensive. It's not bad. It's not great. It's inoffensive. While the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve, and as well as other sleeves, I think you could probably buy, would be a lot more comfortable. So that's gonna be why I probably recommend you guys buy a better arm sleeve. Because if you're into the hobby of if you use glass pads, you're already deep into the hobby, and the chances are that you're gonna use one a lot. So don't cheap out on a freaking arm sleeve, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? You probably could get away with it, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're ultimately going to end up getting another one anyways, if that makes sense. All right, that's gonna be my video there. Thank you, by the way, TJExclusives Elite TJExclusives for sending me this arm sleeve out. They sent it to me like a long time ago, and I just never made a video on it. But it definitely deserves one in terms of its quality. Obviously, I would encourage you to, what's it called, be skeptical of any review that's been given out, or you know, discount given review product. But I did my very best to remain unbiased, and I truly meant it. I truly meant it when why I recommend the TJExclusives Elite Arm Sleeve over something like the G-Wolf's Arm Sleeve. It's not me just saying like they sent me this for free. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my video. So thanks for watching. If you want to see more reviews, even arm sleeve reviews or discussions as to, like, you know, maybe, I don't know, the perfect material, I don't know, the perfect shape, you know, there's a lot of things you can really talk about. If you like that, would appreciate the like and sub, but that's totally up to you whether you do or not. If you have any questions at all, any opinions, insights, anything like that, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Other than that, I think that's going to be my video. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.